Hello ladies and gentlemen, so today we are doing part 2 of the UV monomer. I made notes of everyone's questions and some questions I had myself. I also changed quite a few things in here to make sure that I didn't inadvertently cause the monomer to gum up. I changed all of my lights from LED to halogen. I had some pretty big LED lights in here, my studio lights. So if it looks a little yellow in here, that's why. I'm going to try to fix that in editing, but, you know, I'll do my best. Also, I got a brand new brush, only prepped it in alcohol. It's never touched monomer or acrylic before. I blacked out a dapping dish so that when I turn the lamp on, it shouldn't affect it. I'm also going to move it away from there. So that way we can see, you know, if it was the lights or the lamp causing that gummy issue. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna get you guys a little closer too. Yeah, I apologize. I know it looks like a stagecoach in here with candle lighting, but halogen lights really don't come in white or daylight, so, you know. All right, let's see. I know it took a while, but yeah. So we got our monomer going. We have our very clean brush out. Like I said, I just prepped this in alcohol. It's never touched anything else, so that's why it's a little frayed. Now, a couple of the questions was, does it break down to like a gel-like thing before curing, or does it only harden under the lamp? So we're going to check that out. I'm also going to check out the heat profile by curing it onto my finger, just so I can feel what it's going to feel like. We're going to see how well it bonds by cracking the tips. We're also going to see if we can build the apex without having to cure more than once, because that's important. Just some of the questions that you guys had. So first we are going to try to build the apex without having to cure more than once. Okay, still beating up really well. Start down here. And since I'm able to pick up, I'm cleaning my brush very well in between, wiping it first, but since I'm able to pick up such large beads, I don't think building the apex will be a problem without having to cure it just once. Now, I'm not positive because it does not seem to harden in between at all, which was kind of surprising to me. It doesn't seem to run at all. Like, as long as you do a somewhat dry bead, it seems to stay right where you put it, you know, stay up on the nail. You can see, obviously if you move it around it will, but. So I'm going to try to do this in one shot with one cure. So far, so good. Also, someone had asked about the pressure when putting the beads down, and I'm noticing absolutely no difference. It feels just like regular acrylic. Okay, so far so good. It's the only oddity that I've noticed about the pressure and whatnot is that it's not moving. Like, it's not sliding down unless I move the nail. As long as I keep it upright, it stays upright. So it's not like pulling on either side, which is interesting. It's actually a pretty smooth application for me. So you guys can see how far up I've built that. Here, let me turn it around. So you can see how far off of the nail I've built it, which is pretty good. But I am gonna add a little apex bead just to see if it ruins it. So we've done this so far without having to cure. Which I kind of like that. I like that I don't, you know, have to cure in between layers like you kind of sometimes have to, well, like I have to do with gel. Yeah, see, I added it on top and it didn't push anything down. The pressure's working out great. And that bead was pretty wet and it's still not running, so it seems to absorb seems to absorb the monomer without really changing its consistency, which is interesting. All right, so far so good. And we've got a pretty good apex on there. Yeah, but it definitely gives you time to work with it and clean up your shape. I like that. Okay, now I'm gonna move the monomer away before I put this in the lamp. My lamp is enclosed all the way around. So we're gonna cure that. Now next, I'm going to, sorry, my monomer dish is across the room right now. It's behind something on my other table. I am noticing, definitely got the crap in the brush, but we knew that because it left kind of a residue before. It doesn't seem to be too hard to clean out though. It's just like a residue, nothing crazy. But I was trying not to clean it out. Next we're gonna try for the, to see if it breaks down to a gel-like texture or if it just hardens as it cures. So far so good. Give that a few more seconds. Okay, so we are back. So it cured all the way through, even with the apex on it. It didn't, yeah. So it looks like you can definitely do an apex in one bead. Now let's go ahead and try our other questions. Ooh, these halogen lights are so hot. Okay. So I want to see what it breaks down to, if it turns into like a gel texture or if it only hardens under the lamp. So I'm going to do like a thin layer so I can feel it before we put it in. And like I said, it's the same, it appears to be the same pressure to let go as it is with regular monomer and acrylic. I'm going to give this a few seconds to see what it feels like. And then I'm going to cure it on camera so you guys can see, so we can watch it harden. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? I also want to do another thin layer on this one because I want to try to crack it and see how good the bonding is without primer or anything. So we're just going to do that real quick. And then I'm going to cure my finger so I can see how hot it is. Because it did feel very hot when I took it out of the lamp, which I know a lot of people had complained about. On the videos, I did see a few different people had complained about the heat. See, that's my only real issue with it, is that the brush gets that residue and then everything starts sticking. So I wonder if I could just like dip it in acetone in between, and that might help. All right, I'm leaving that little lip exposed so I have something to grab it by when I go to crack it. All right, so let's see how it feels. So it is hardening a little bit, not a lot, but it seems almost like it's absorbing almost like cornstarch. But it doesn't feel like gel. It feels like cornstarch. Like it's not breaking down at all. It feels just like tacky, like wet acrylic, except that it's not sticky. Interesting. So no, it does not break down to like a gel feeling at all. It just feels like mushy acrylic. All right, I'm gonna move my monomer again, and I'm gonna cure this. But real quick, we are going to find out how hot it is with this little lamp over here. I'm gonna do a super thin layer because someone else told me that you could do thin layers and then the heat wasn't as bad because there wasn't as much acrylic holding heat. So kind of like with gel, you do a super thin layer first. Oh, wish me luck. Okay, so warm, but not hot at all. Just a little warm. It's not hardening yet. All right, we're gonna try the big boy lamp. Hang on. So with the thin layer, I'm not feeling any heat at all. I know you guys can't see, so I'm just kind of describing what. So no, just warmth, not heat. Get off of me. That was dumb. Get off of me. This stuff sticks. So I guess as far as bonding, does pretty well. All right, let's get a bigger bead and do a big old fat bead on my finger. See how that does. We're just gonna pop that right in the middle because the tip did feel hot. All right, there we go. Let's move the monomer again. This is fun. I love science. Because I know with gel, the thicker the layer I use, the hotter it gets. So far, just warm. Let's try the big lamp. It's a top heat. This is an 84 watt lamp, so if it's gonna get hot, it'll get hot in here. So I am feeling a little warmth with this one. Nothing crazy though. Huh. Oh yeah, it got hot right at the end. Like not on fire hot, but definitely warm. So maybe thinner layer. Uh-oh. Okay. Ow. Okay, so we got my fingerprint there. Ow. Hurt more coming off than the heat though. Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and check these out. We're gonna see how well it sticks. I didn't file these or anything. It's a super slick surface. Oh, I broke it. It stuck to my finger pretty well, but my finger does have grooves in it, so. So far it's not coming off. Ah. Yeah, so it's bonding pretty well. Ah. Even with it broken, it's still not giving me any way to grab it. Yeah, it's on there. Okay, so what else? Oh, yes, now we just need to check for the gummy stuff, which I think, because it did still have that residue in the brush, so I'm wondering if that's what it is, if it's just breaking down the acrylic, but it didn't do it on the nail, so this one had alcohol in it. So it looks like no. I'm gonna assume that's the acrylic that I rinsed off the brush. So I think that's all the questions. I have noticed that the acrylic that was on my paper towel did harden and get a gummy-like texture, just like regular tacky acrylic right before it sets. So it does harden over time. It just a very long time. It almost feels like odorless monomer in that respect. Hopefully this answers some more questions, and if you guys have any other questions that you want me to try out, just let me know in the comments and we'll give it a shot. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching.